I gotta admit, when this film was first announced, I was pretty hesitant to give it a chance. But now that I've seen it, I gotta say, I'm actually kind of glad I did. Well, what's up, there, guys? Brian here, the 3 Topics Gamer, here to share with you my official movie review for the third installment in the technically Deadpool movie series, simply being titled Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, if you do happen to enjoy this review by the end, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to track me in all my future movie reviews, rankings, or just discussion videos in general. And remember, if you have any ideas for any of these type of topics, make sure you let me know what you would like to see in the comments down below, and I will try to get them up to you as soon as I can. Now, for those of you who've been watching my channel or know me personally, you know that my first reactions to the announcement and trailer for this film were quite negative, and they steadily kind of improved over time. It went from seeing the trailer and not wanting to see it, then seeing a little bit more of it and being curious, to seeing them release what the popcorn bucket was going to be, and then me immediately pre-ordering my ticket, to me trying to get the popcorn bucket when I got to my theaters, only to find out that it sold out in less than an hour and being kind of upset. Then just going to the film, watching it, having a good time, and then just me wanting to get this review up as quickly as I can. I saw this film Thursday night, and I'm actually kind of glad I saw this multiple times since, and I'm getting my review up today, because I think if I had reviewed this film immediately after I saw it, I think my general thoughts about it would be far more positive than they are right now, and I wouldn't be viewing this film through critical eyes. But again, I still think even seeing this film through critical eyes, having seen it about 4 times, I still think that Deadpool and Wolverine is a very, very fun film. You should definitely check it out in theaters. From the box office success that it's already had, it's definitely well worthy of its success so far. However, I think that there's definitely a lot of problems that hold this back from being a truly great film. It's still a fun, entertaining film, but I'm not sure if I'd go as far as to say it is a great film. Now, just go over a little bit over the plot. This kind of connects to the ending of Logan in the sense that Deadpool is trying to become a member of the Avengers since he's been jumping from multiple different universes, and so he kind of wants to feel like he's important and wants to join the Avengers now that Disney owns the rights to the X-Men franchises, including Deadpool. So at one point he gets kidnapped by this timeline watching organization called TDA or TPA, or I forget, whatever it's called, and they're saying, okay, because Logan died at the end of Logan, and he's the, quote, anchor to the Fox's timeline, it's now starting to deteriorate, and they want to give Wade a chance to just cross over into the Avengers timeline and join them. But Deadpool doesn't want to do that. He wants to save his friends and his family, pun intended. So he jumps to multiple different timelines in order to try to replace the Logan that died with another one and hope that he can be the anchor for the Fox's X-Men timeline. But things don't really go as planned, and then there's a bunch of craziness involved, and that's really all I want to say in terms of the plot without getting into too many spoilers. Here's what I will say. I think that this is a fun film, but I think the problem is that I think the plot's a little too all over the place, and it's not very well constructed. Easily, the 2 biggest problems that I had with this film right out of the gate is that apparently there's a number of elements, key storyline elements, that aren't very well explained in this film, and you had to have watched other Disney Marvel TV series in order to fully understand. Apparently this TPTS thing, whatever it is, apparently that was introduced in Loki. I did not see Loki, and I had no interest in seeing Loki. And there's also things that happen throughout the film that are connected to Loki, but going into them, I didn't know what they were. So the fact that I didn't understand kind of hurt my understanding and made the plot very, very hard to follow. And the second problem I have with this film is that I think that it's not very clear who the primary antagonist of this film is supposed to be, and even by the end of the film has a hard time making its decision. Like, it's supposedly 2 specific characters, like one, like, Time Lord security corporate guy and this, like, mutant character. The problem is the film isn't exactly clear who the primary villain is supposed to be. Now, if I were to say compare this to say something like Deadpool 2, in terms of which film I think is better, I would say that Deadpool 2's plot is a lot easier to follow. But I think on an entertainment level, Deadpool and Wolverine is a more entertaining film. And it's harder to follow if you don't know extra materials. So that's kind of how I compare this to Deadpool 2. It's still a fun film. I think Hugh Jackman did an incredible job coming back and reprising his role as Logan. They do make a lot of nods to prior Fox films. This movie, without question, has the best use of cameos I've ever seen. There were cameos in this film I never would have believed in 100 years I would have seen. It was specifically one that I did not see any spoilers. I heard no rumors. It's just when this character popped on screen, my mouth immediately dropped. Especially knowing the history between this certain character and Ryan Reynolds with a prior film. I just thought that that was still a thing, but apparently it got smoothed out. So what I liked about Deadpool, especially this one, is that it's so obvious in terms of breaking the fourth wall barriers that if you know a lot of the behind the scenes drama surrounding this film with certain characters, it's a little bit more interesting. Now, if you don't know about any of that stuff, then some of these cameos and some of the references and the fourth wall breaking moments might go over your head. So I think the fact that I know so much about those elements, I will say it certainly did enhance my enjoyment. But I would say that even though I think the fight scenes were great, there were some solid dramatic performances. The cameos, this is easily my favorite overall movie with cameos uses ever. I think some of the music choices were great. I thought some of the visuals. I just think that when it came to plot, it really started to hurt. And this lasted throughout the entire film from beginning to end, and it was a problem that never really got fixed. But I will say that as an entertainment experience, Deadpool and Wolverine is an absolutely fun film to watch. Without question, I would highly recommend it to anyone who enjoyed the prior two Deadpool films or anyone just looking to have a good time at the theaters, especially if you see it with a great crowd like I did. Now, if I had to give Deadpool and Wolverine a rating, I would probably give it a B+. I've seen this multiple times. I'll probably still continue to see multiple times. But I think that if they do another Deadpool movie and it does have a lot of these elements that require it to cross into other timelines or introduce other characters, they need to be very, very good at establishing a solid antagonist and making a plot that is easier to follow without you needing to go to outside sources in order to fully understand serious plot points that really matter to the film. So that's pretty much all I'll say. So those are my thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine. If you did happen to enjoy this film, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I'll see you guys next time.